I think most people can agree that the 1970s was not a brilliant time politically, economically, or in our case, automotively. It was the malaise era, a new 20th century dark age. But that made the post-recession 1980s all the more electric. Suddenly, money was everywhere. Greed was good. If you had money, you were spending it. And if you didn't have money, you were racking up massive credit card debt because who cares? Live in the moment. It was excess to the max. And this translated to the auto industry. Motorsport was on the rise. Horsepower was finally hitting the triple digits once again on a routine basis. Turbocharging was boosting power figures and fatalities to new highs. It was absolute, beautiful, glorious carnage. And it was a breath of fresh air, a true bit of expressionism in the post-malaise era. And strangely, one of the biggest proponents of this new era of hypercars and 200-mile-an-hour rockets wasn't a six-figure mid-engine supercar. They were from Vapid. Yes, the humble car for the American people was a huge beneficiary of this renaissance, because the Dominator is often credited as the end of the malaise era, where horsepower with its V8 engine finally hit triple digits, and this is essentially a road-legal racing version of that car. They took their years of American sports car successes and applied that technology to this road car, the FX. Oh, this is a mighty fine vehicle. Weirdly, it does not feel like a muscle car at all, because you can really smoothly rotate this thing into a corner, but not in a drift. It's almost like it's just helping you turn in more, and it's very an aggressive sort of driving with functional aero and functional cooling systems, really driving home that this is a performance car. This is a race car that was begrudgingly made road legal. It's beautiful. And again, very unmuscle car-like. It's a pain to slide it. This thing wants to grip. So trying to get the tail out, it's shouting at you, "No, why are you doing this to me? Do not. You must stop immediately." It's bizarre, but beautiful. It's the opposite of the American muscle car, and yet, despite this game changer, it did get rather overshadowed at Vapid by this. The humble Uranus. It is a two-door coupe or a four-door sedan sold in Europe and around the world except America. They called it the Jelly Bean because of its revolutionary aerodynamic shape. Going from these 70s era boxes to this was like watching that certain sci-fi TV show. I mean, it was that much of a game changer, and it really helped with the aerodynamics and therefore the fuel economy. This was a very important car for the people. And despite being an eco box that is focused on family affordability and drag coefficient, Vapid decided to make this their international touring car. That's right, the Uranus was an absolute smash success around the world. Not only was it the most successful touring car of all time, it was one of the most successful racing cars of all time. It was a true game changer, winning everything that it touched. The British Touring Car Championship, the Australian Touring Car Championship, the World Touring Car Championship, the Bathurst 1000 multiple times, even the 24 hours in Spa endurance race. Whatever this car did, it was a conqueror. It even conquered a single round of the World Rally Championship, winning in the Tour de Corsa. This was a rear-wheel drive car post-Obey Omnis, winning rallies. Like, rally, singular. But it was a solid vehicle for the immediate collapse of the 80s World Rally Championship as it moved on into the 90s. It still proved to be a feisty opponent. And that is why it won over 87% of all races it entered. Bet you didn't see that coming, did you? And the reason why is the same reason its road legal counterpart was, well, so much faster. While everyone else is running naturally aspirated 4 cylinders, Vapid got their hands on a low-speed system that made turbocharging viable for racing and for the road in a family-orientated vehicle. And they took that turbocharged 4-banger and gave it 50% more power than anyone else in its class. So combine that with the brakes and the suspension and the chassis tuning, and of course that huge rear wing that completely dominates every discussion and every viewpoint of this car. The low-speed Uranus became an unstoppable force on the touring car scene and on the road legal side. This might just be one of Vapid's crowning achievements. I'm gonna be honest, if I can take my neutrality hat off for a second, this is one of the greatest cars ever made, giving genuine grotty-beating performance into working man's hands. I mean, forget looking at Sentinels or Vorschlag hammers. This thing could genuinely beat up on the grotties of its day for a fraction of the price, and half the turbocharger count, and half the cylinder count. It was, and still is, a masterpiece. But here's the thing. These two cars both came out at the same time in the mid-1980s. They both came from immensely successful motorsport careers. And they both applied those careers to the road to create a winged, high-performance rocket ship that the everyman could afford if you could get the allocations. So I wanted to compare them. But now with a lap time, everybody knows these cars are track cars. Let's do something different. You see, since these are still normal cars, they have normal locks, and would thus be very easy to steal by thieves, to be used in illicit activities. It was a massive problem in the 80s, especially with these vehicles being so easily accessible. So I want to see how good they are at escaping the police. Yeah. Because after all, if I'm a robber, and I have these two cars as my options, which one will I pick? It's a very difficult choice. So, oh, and the Rosers are here. Let's not wait about. We're going to try it with the Dominator first. I don't know how this is going to do. Oh, boy. Now, it's not explicitly a time thing. I'm not tracking time too much because the police are a factor. But, whoa! Ugh. What I am tracking is how easy it is to escape out of the front of this quarry. Okay, handbrake turns are a problem on the dirt for the race car. Yep. Alright, the Dominator is just massive oversteer every time. Maybe it's a rear-wheel drive 5-liter V8 up front going to the rear wheels. Yeah, that might be an oversteer issue on the dirt. And this racing suspension is not helping. Ow. It's just getting tossed around. How can I escape the police after a deal if I'm getting tossed around by my car? This is a nightmare. Ooh. Alright, we're almost out. We're almost out. The next thing is just right up this hill to the right. Just avoid the cop. Can't stop. Okay, that's gonna ruin the fascia. Couldn't stop on the dirt. We are across the line. Huh. Good thing we're not tracking time, because that was a face full of fence. Can't even think right now. That was stressful. And not fun at all. Let's try it again, this time with the low speed. Half the cylinder count, but turbocharger. This will be interesting. Turbo boost might be an issue. We shall see. Those have softer suspension. And hopefully this... Whoa! Bloody hell. Okay, that's the police response is intense! Oh, okay. This is a lot more intense than the Dominator, and yet the low speed is handling all of this extra ferocity and helicopter attacks a lot better than I was expecting, and dare I say a lot better than the Dominator. The turbo is not as much of a problem as I feared it would be, and we are actually really close to escaping this place now, I gotta say. We've got one more corner to go. Can we chuck it in? We're getting a little bit of damage from the gunshots, but otherwise, we are out of the quarry already. Oh, that actually wasn't terrible. I mean, yeah, my door's a bit crooked from the gunshots and a few of the bumps. I'd go down the hill. That caused a lot of damage on the suspension, but otherwise, I think we have a winner here in terms of certainly ease of driving. That's not what I was expecting, but well done. Okay, so you know what my recommendation is going to be. Out of these two cars, as much as I love the Dominator, the low speed is just on another level. It is still the most successful road-based race car ever built. And it handles superbly, even when the police are after you. But that's not a slight against the Dominator per se. Putting on an objective hat, these two vehicles are basically identical. They cost about the same, rear-wheel drive, massive wings, they're very in your face. And they're both immensely successful on the track and on the road. So it's just a matter of what do you want? 4-cylinder turbo or big V8 American? It's your cup of tea, really, and the fact they came out at the same time yet had such different philosophies makes this a truly unique and incredible rivalry for one single manufacturer.